Hey, what's up, David? I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the Christian church attack in Pakistan that killed 78 people. You being a Muslim, or I guess a Muslim apologist, I should say. I was just curious what your opinion on that was.
Yeah. So listen, we're not Muslim apologists on on this program. What we are on this program is individuals, Lewis, correct me if I'm wrong, who believe that extremism in all forms is dangerous, religious extremism in all forms is dangerous, in the context of attacks in the US, right? This is an American-based program that focuses mostly on American news. The majority of American so-called terrorist attacks are perpetrated by Americans who typically are of some form of the Christian religion, whether it be and it could be any, right? And maybe they grew up in that situation, but they don't particularly identify as religious. That's just what we're dealing with. So we don't avoid talking about when Muslims attack others. And this is a story that I want to report about, Lewis. As the New York Times reports, there was a suicide attack on a historic church in northwestern Pakistan. At least 78 people were killed. This was one of the deadliest attacks on what is a Christian minority in Pakistan in many, many years. This occurred as worshipers were leaving All Saints Church in the old quarter of the regional capital Peshawar. After a service on Sunday morning, there were about 600 people who had attended. They were leaving to receive free food that was being distributed on the lawn when two explosions rather, and at least 78 people were killed, including 34 women and 7 children. This actually coincided with a broader wave of attacks on religious minorities that include Shiite Muslims. So this is a problem. This is an absolutely despicable attack. We have more than one minority in Pakistan, Lewis, that is being that is in the target, so to speak, in the crosshairs of the majority Muslim population there. And in the same way that here in the U.S. you have infighting even among Christian groups in many cases. Are they conservative enough? Are they not? Why do we have some pro-life Catholics, or rather some pro-choice Catholics? Well, there's some Christian groups that don't like that. This is those types of infighting incidents spreading beyond just the Muslim sects into now a Christian church. It's despicable, and there's absolutely no reason to hide this. There is extremism in all religions.
Of course, you've got it. And you know what? Wherever there is a religious minority, there is persecution against that religious minority. And, with regard to that voicemail, I think it kind of suggested that that this is a Muslim thing strictly. But
well, sure, that was the back. So there was like the layer one implication of the voicemail, which is we only talk about bad things Christians do. We don't talk about bad things Jews or Muslims do. Factually untrue. But then layer two, of course, is the implication that it is actually predominantly Muslims who are carrying out violence based on religion, which of course is factually untrue, as we have reported on this program countless times over the last who knows how many years.
Yeah, that's it. Clearly, that's not normally the type of voicemail we would play, right?
No, I mean, it served the purpose because since we had that story on our list and that voicemail came in, it helps to illustrate the perception that exists among many about many progressive shows that exist in the United States.